He's a man with a major addiction. Not talking about herb alcohol or prescription. Talking about books.
Hey guys, welcome to PBR. How are you positive people doing today? I'm doing good. I'm going to do my New York Times by the book tag today. I was tagged by Lisa over at Lisa's World of Books. You should definitely go check her out. She is just like a bundle of sunshine. I'm always smiling when I watch her videos. She had this video where she teaches us how to make little kitty cat bookends. And when she was sewing it up together, I was cracking up. She was like saying stuff like, make sure to tighten the butthole really tight because you don't want the butthole to come open. Dude, I was cracking up watching her. You should go check out her channel. I'll definitely have it linked below. So let's get started with this New York Times by the book tag. Let's see what we got for question number 1. What book is on your nightstand? Well, right now on my nightstand, I'm actually reading 2 books. One book I'm reading with my kids, which is the BFG. I never read it before. I've read like Matilda and James and the Giant Peach and stuff. It's another one by Roald Dahl, and it is a freaking blast. My kids are like having a fun time listening to me read about it. A big giant that takes a girl in the very beginning and brings her back to his house. Yeah, it's really fun. And also, I'm reading Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I'm actually doing a buddy read with Bookish Bastard and Rebel Reads, so you should look forward to our reviews on these coming up soon. So those are the 2 that are on my bookshelf. Let's see what question number 2 is. What was the last truly great book that you've read? Well, the last truly great book that I read that I felt like moved by, it inspired me, has to be Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. This book is awesome. It was written back in 1996, but its relevancy will last forever, I believe. It is so awesome. You guys should definitely check this out. I actually have a review of it up, so if you want to know more about this book, head over and check out my other review that I have just specifically on this book, and you're going to love it, I bet. Number 3. If you could meet any writer, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you want to know? Well, if I could meet any writer, dead or alive, it would have to be Ernest Hemingway, who happened to have written my favorite book, The Old Man and the Sea. I don't know what I would want to know from him. I guess I would just want to sit there and listen to all his wise rants when he gets drunk. We could sit in some whiskey bar smoking cigars and drinking, and I think he would just be full of little awesome things to say. He was like such a big figure back in his time. He was like a popular icon, I think, when he was alive, like going to Cuba, hanging out with all these famous broads. I mean, that's what he would have called them. And yeah, I think it would just be awesome to hang out with Ernest Hemingway for a night. Question number 4. What books might we be surprised to find on your shelves? Well, I'm not really super religious, but there was a time when I wanted to know everything about religion, just so that I could have conversations with people that are deeply religious. So I have on my shelves about 8 different Bibles. I've got a Quran. I've got some Buddhist books. I've got the Dhammapada. I've got the Bhagavad Gita. I've just got a ton of different religious texts because I don't think that it's a bad thing to know about all the religions in the world because they're what like changes people's ideas, and ideas are the most strong thing that there is. You can't get rid of an idea. You can get rid of some people and try to make an area better, but the ideas live on, and the more you know about those ideas, I think the better you are prepared to debate and have great discussions about those ideas. Alright, number 5. How do you organize your personal library? Well, honestly, I organize it. You can see it behind me. I don't really have that many books, but I try to organize it so that it looks good on screen. So, I guess I'm kind of superficial like that. I just want it to look good behind me while I'm sitting here talking to you guys, so I don't know. Number 6. What book have you always meant to read but haven't gotten around to reading yet? That book would have to be Be Here Now, which was written by Dr. Richard Alpert, PhD, after he went to India and he took a bunch of psychedelic drugs, met his guru, and like totally changed his life, changed his name to Ram Dass. He leads like a huge like Be Present movement with like chanting and like Hindu people, Buddhist people, Hare Krishnas. A lot of people think that he's their guru now, and this book is just super interesting. That someone that was like a Harvard professor, after doing drugs and like trying to become more present and like become enlightened, the stuff that he went through. And this book is just super awesome. Like it has all these like drawings and stuff, all this different stuff. Like it's a super hippie book, and I just haven't gotten around to read it yet. but it is the one that I have had on my shelf and I've been looking at forever and I totally want to get to. Definitely something for you guys to check out. Number 7, disappointing, overrated, just not good. What book did you feel you were supposed to like but didn't? For this, I'm going to have to go with one that I know isn't going to be very popular for you guys, and that's American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. I mean, I understand it as an art piece. It really did make me feel something, but the way it made me feel isn't what I wanted to feel like. It made me feel disgusted, it made me feel disturbed, and it made me feel like gross for reading some of the things. It is just so detailed about torture and things that he's doing to people and like his disregard for people and human life. He like treats everything like it's an object. That's his one goal, is to get all these objects, and just the way he treats and talks about people and what he does to them just really left me disturbed, and I finished it, but I did not like the way it made me feel. The second part of that question is, do you remember the last book you DNF'd? The last book that I DNF'd was David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. I just could not get through it. It was so much words. He just like packed every sentence with as many words as he could fit in it, and it just felt so bloated, and I was so bored with it that I just had to put it down. I could not finish it. And I have a review of that too, of not the whole book because I didn't get through the whole thing, but just how it made me feel and why I didn't read it, if you want to check that out. Number 8, what kind of stories are you drawn to, and what kind do you stay clear of? I'm drawn to books that people say have like changed their lives. I'm drawn to books that people say are their favorite book. I'll like put together a list of like all these people that I know's favorite books, because I want to know what kind of books like move you. I want to be moved by a book. After I read a book, I want to like have to take a step back and like think about my life. Those are the kinds of books that I'm drawn to, like The Stranger by Albert Camus, Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse-Five, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Plague, Fight Club, I guess American Psycho, but it made me feel really bad. So books that move you and make you take a step back and think about your life, that's the kind of books that I like to read. Any stories that I stay clear of? I can't really say. I don't really try to stay clear of anything. I just don't read bad things. I look at reviews, and if something's bad, I don't read it, so I guess I stay away from bad books. Number 9, if you could require the president to read one book, what would it be? Well, this one would be an essay, actually, but it's bound up really nice in this little hardcover essay book, and it's called On Bullshit. It was written by Harry G. Frankfurt, and he's a professor at, I think, Oxford. Let me look real fast. At Princeton. He is a professor at Princeton, and this is just like a wonderful little essay that he writes about what bullshit is and like bullshit artists and stuff, and I think it'd be like just a funny little thing to have the president read, because we know politicians are so full of shit, right? Number 10, what do you want to read next? The next book that I want to read is Meg, which to me looks like Jaws, but on steroids. I heard about it on Steve Donoghue's channel. He says that Meg, this big old shark, is like his favorite villain right now, and it just seems really interesting. I mean, I'm really scared of the ocean. I don't like to swim in the ocean, so I can't wait to be terrified of this book. So this is definitely the next one I'm going to read. And also, I'm going to be doing a buddy read with the restricted section coming up at the end of the month of One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So I'm going to read that again, and I hope that's going to be really fun too. So it wouldn't be a tag video if I didn't tag anybody. So I want to tag 2 people. I'm going to tag Lerose over at his channel, Lerose. He does a lot of book reviews. He does some comic book reviews, and I've never seen him do a tag video, and I think it'd be really cool to like get to know him, see what kind of person he is, and that's the best thing about these tag videos, I think. I love getting to know the people that I subscribe to, and I'm sure you guys do too. The other person I'm going to tag is EvabutcallmeAva over on her channel. She does a lot of reviews and a lot of hauls, and she's really fun to watch too. These are 2 positive people, and I just want to spread the love, and you guys, I want you to check them out. I'm sure you're going to like them a lot. So thanks for watching my channel. Don't forget to like my stuff, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys around. Stay positive, and positive things will happen to you. Let's talk about books, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about books. Let's talk about books. Let's talk about books. Let's talk about books.